Many of us know who God is, but we don't understand his power. We don't understand the fact that the power of God is invested in us. And because we don't understand that, we lack the ability to transcend that power just beyond ourselves. Like we harness the power for ourselves, or we don't give God the glory when we should. I believe that, like, no matter what you do, it has to be filled with the power of God. It can't just be you. Because at the end of the day, we're just normal people. But when you insert the power of God into whatever you do, it becomes greater than you. It's able to do what you can't do. It's able to touch the person you can't touch. It's able to go beyond just self and do something that is godly. And so, understanding the power of God and let your power fall is just it's kind of a proclamation asking God to do something that I can't do. It's asking God to go beyond where I am and take me to another place, not for my own benefit, but for the benefit of somebody else. So, I believe letting God's power fall is something that we gotta stay in God's face about, always asking for it to be present, because we all have the ability to pull from that, but we don't necessarily use it all the time like we should. And so, with that understanding, I believe that the power of God is something that we need more of. Just the reality that people live in a world where they believe that they can do everything by themselves, and that each and everything they do is vested around themselves. We need God's power. We need his power to fall. I gave God my yes a long time ago, not really knowing what it included or what was actually going to happen with it, but I did it anyway. I did it because it was simple, not because I understood the greatness that it included or that it would even put me in a position to do some things. I did it from a place of, you know what, why not? At a young age, at an early age. I later found that giving God my yes was a difficult thing. It was something that I had to maintain. It wasn't something that I could step in when I wanted to and step out of when I wanted to. It was something that forced me and put me in a position to always be accountable to not only myself but to God, with a responsibility to represent him in a way that will be pleasing in his eyes. And a lot of people, they give God a yes from a place of, God, I need you to help me. And so I'm giving you this yes just so that you can do what I need you to do. And once they get there, they realize that they signed up for something that's a lot more in depth than what they thought it just was. And so when you get to that place, it's challenging. It's not just a walk. It's not just a talk. It's not just things that you can just say, but it's something that's got to be in you. And if it's not in you, you got to purpose yourself to become that. And so simply yes comes from a place of, God, I'm making myself do this, even when I don't want to do it, even when there are things that I'd rather be doing than serving you or saying yes to what you want me to do. I'm going to do it. And it's a process, but you eventually get to a place where you have delight and you enjoy the things of God. You enjoy those things that you hated doing at first for God. Now it becomes a part of your walk. It becomes a part of who you are. And it becomes easy. At first, living for God isn't easy. Anybody tells you that, it's not. But it's worth it. Relationship with God, that's something completely different. I believe in God and I have a relationship with him. And because of that, he has a hold on me. He won't just simply let me go or turn me loose because I'm upset with him. He won't just simply say, you know what, you're free to go. I'm going to use somebody else. He could, but I know he won't. Why he has a hold on me, that's something I really don't understand. And I just accept it for what it is. I believe that God has a plan for my life bigger than anything that I ever thought of. But being selfless enough to understand that, it humbles me to a point where I say, God, you know what? Do whatever you plan to do with me. As long as I decide to continue to serve you, and I decide to stay in your face and keep my relationship and honor you through whatever I do, I'm happy with that. But a lot of us believe in God, but we don't have a relationship with God. And so the whole body of this message, this idea of the show, is to get people to recognize what they have with God. Do they just have a belief, or do they have an actual relationship? I believe that God wants all of us to be in a relationship with Him. There are enough people that are believing all the time. Enough people that believe already. But there are very few people that have a genuine, real, working relationship with God. And because you believe in God, you have to understand that there are certain things that He will do through you.